Okay, in this video, I'm going to explain all about the Netcat. Netcat is a very powerful and practical tool you will see here in the pen testing. If you are a compromised machine and Nmap isn't available on the compromised machine, the Netcat is your go-to tool. It's very simple and it has a lot of feature. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what you need to know about the Netcat. First of all, we will be talking about the fundamentals of the Netcat, why it is so important, how does it work, and second of all, we will do the TCP port scanning using the Netcat, how to find out the TCP ports, and third we will learn how we can do the UDP port scanning using the Netcat as well. And I will also talk about some of the limitation of the Netcat, and I'm gonna also compare the Nmap and the Netcat, why Nmap is more important, why Nmap is more powerful than Netcat, but depending on the situation we will see which tool to go with. So without any further delay, let's get started. Okay, before we do anything, before we talk about anything, we need to first understand what is Netcat and why actually it matters. So Netcat, NC and Ncat, these are the different names for the same tool. It is a tool that lets us create, test and interact with network connection directly. Or to make it even simpler, Netcat is like a universal networking tool that let us talk to directly to other computers or service or a port. Normally when you go wants to go to a website, what we do is we just open the browser and just the browser takes care of all of the networking stuff. For example, the Chrome sends requests, receive responses and display everything on the screen. But with Netcat you just remove the browser from the middle and you just do everything manually without the browser taking care of you. You can manually send data and see exactly what comes back. So here is the list of all of the things that Netcat is able to do. For example, if you want to connect to a specific services that is somewhere on server or target machine, Netcat is able to do that. Netcat basically create the connection between both of us. The next thing it do is can also send the data. You can type message or commands and send them directly. Another thing it can do is it can receive data, whatever the other side sends back, whatever result at the other side, the other server sends back. Netcat will show it to us. And one of the good thing about this is Netcat can also be used to find out if a specific port is open or it is closed, just like the Nmap. So because of all of these features, the IT admin and cybersecurity people love it because it has a lot of feature. And the good thing is it's already present on most of the devices, including the Windows, including the Linux. Basically it's available almost on any atmosphere, and it's actually counts in the lol base are the actually tools or script that is for legitimate purpose, but an attacker can abuse these things. If you want to check if the Netcat exists on your device or not, what you will be doing is open terminal and just type the which nc and it will tell you exactly the full path where it is present. Now what we will do next is we will see what are the manual page of this, like what are the flags, what are the commands that we can use with the Netcat. So we'll type the nc and h, it will give us all of the stuff or the commands or the flag that we can use with it. So here we got a lot of things, but look at this. We just type this exact thing and it gives a lot of options exactly like this. Option category you see right here is basically these are the flags that we can use. For example, the important ones, we will be talking about the important ones. There is a lot of them, but the -z, -w, -n, -v and -u, these are the very important one and we will be talking about these only. Yeah, so these are the flags and the overall format of the command will be, first of all we will need to type the nc because this is the main tool. Then we will type out the mention or the option, whatever option we want to go with the flags, and then we will type the IP address of our target machine, and then we will specify the ports, either a single port or multiple ports. I'm going to show you how you can do that as well if you want to go with a single port or multiple port. Let's talk about the -z flag. It's called the zero input output mode. It does, which means it does not require, when we use this, it will not ask for any interaction with the service we want to connect, or it will not even connect and it will also not fully establish the connection with that specific service that we are trying to enumerate, right? For example, let's say there's a specific port on a target machine, and we want to find out if the connection with it is possible or no. So let's say we run this specific command. Okay, this is netcat, this is the -z, this is the target machine, and this is the specific port. So what we're gonna do is, once we do this, it will send the sync packet to our target machine on that specific port. It will see if the port is open, if it is listening for connection, for incoming connection. It will send us the acknowledge packet back to our machine. So the netcat will see, yeah, we have got the acknowledge packet, means the service over there is listening and the port is open. So yeah, we can establish the connection for with it. And if we get a reset packet, RST packet, it means we will not be able to connect to that. So that's how it works. The next flag we have is the -w. What this means is it's related to timeout. It sets time out in seconds, how long to wait before giving up on a response. So with this specific flag, we can specify how long to wait before giving up on the response. Like for example, -w1, it will wait for 1 second, then this one will wait 3 seconds, this one will wait 10 seconds. If you specify one, it's very fast and it will just might miss a lot of services. But if you set it 3, it's a good balance, and if you set it to 10, it will be slower but it will be more reliable. It will take much more time, but if there is a timing issue, then 3 or 4 or 5 will be better. Next, move into the -n flag. It's this N flag basically just kind of disable the DNS resolution. Let's say we have the target IP of the target machine, we specify that in the ncat command, but with N flag, it will normally it might do the DNS resolution. It might figure out the host name, tries to figure out the host name, but when we specify the -n, it will just, since we already have the IP, we don't need the DNS resolution, we don't need the host name, because it will slow down the scanning and might take more over time. So it's better if we already have the IP, we just have to specify the -n, and it will just completely skip the DNS resolution. Okay, the next flag we have is the -v. It simply means that show as you go. Like if you take one step, show us on the screen on the terminal, then move to another, rather than completing all of the scan and then showing. So this will just show all of the step. It takes step by step for during the scan. um, this will show a little not granular step, but like the main steps. And if we use the -vv, it will be very verbose, like it will show even the small steps, so it will be more detailed and it will show the important step. Okay, and then we have the -u flag. It means UDP more. When we are trying to scan a UDP port, so we will have to specify the -u, so that it will able the netcat will be kind of enable the UDP modes, scanning mode, and it will start scanning the ports or services. So here we have all of the combination of the flags that we have just talked about, that we have understood. Here we have the NC tool, then we have the -n means DNS resolution, don't do the DNS resolution. Then we have the VV, very verbose. Then we have the -z, which means 0, don't send any data, just tell us if the connection is possible or no. And then we have the -w, or the timeout thing, just wait for 1 second before giving up the response. And then we have the target IP over here, and then the port that we are enumerating, right? Port to scan. This is a single port, and if you want to scan multiple ports or a range of ports, what you're gonna do is the same command, but let's say you want to scan ports from 1 to 1000. You will just specify, or let's say you want to scan the ports from 150 to 159, you will just have this. Or for example, another thing is that, let's say if you want to do like this 150 to 160, and you want another range, like let's say 99911 to 999. So there are two different ranges. It will scan all of the port that is between this range and this range. Okay, and to scan multiple ports without specifying the range, you can just type out the port, the target IP, and then the port number, this and this and this, either with space, either with comma, or whatever you like, you prefer. The result will be same. There will not, these things will not affect the result basically. Okay, perfect. Now let's do the port scanning. First of all, we will do the port scanning for specifically TCP ports. Okay, and after that we'll talk about the UDP port scanning. Let me make it a bit bigger so that you will be able to see it. Yeah, looks good. Now let's check it right there, and what we're going to do is let's confirm if the NC exists or no. Yeah, we confirm that it exists. So what we will do is, it's time to as I said, we'll do the port scanning, TCP port scanning. So we need to type NC, and then we need to type the N so that DNS, there is no DNS resolution, and then we'll type the Verbose, and then what we're going to do is, let's say, specify the timeout, and I'm going with, instead of 1, let's go with 3. It's more better than 1. And then the target IP will be here, it's 10.114.135.159. And let's, for now, let's do scan for a single port, which will be like, let's go for 80. Yeah, perfect. So it says succeeded, means the port is open and we can connect to that. So this was for one port. The service is basically listening on port A. And now let's test another port. Let's say 1000 port. Meaning port is closed and there is no service listening on this specific port. So you get the idea what I mean. This was for the single port. Let's do now for the scan for a range of ports. So what I'm going to do is tap the 20 to 25, and let's see. Okay, perfect. For port 21, it succeeded, meaning the port is open and a service is listening over there. And for port 22, it is also succeeded. And over here, port 23, 24, 25, these are basically closed. The ports are closed, and there is no any service listening on these ports, right? Next, what we're gonna do is, let's, instead of the 20 to 25, let's give it a range from 1 to 100 and see what ports are open and what ports are not open. Okay, it makes a lot of noise. Let's stop this and correct the command to only get the succeeded one. Okay, we have got the result of the top 100 ports, and only these ports are open. The port 21, 22, and port 80 are open. We just did this, specified the range, and then this, and grabbed the only the one that has the, or the term scale succeeded. So it is much cleaner if we find out that only these ports are open. Now I guess we are done with the TCP port scanning using the Netcat. Let's figure out how we can do the UDP port scanning using the Netcat. First of all, let me make it clear, and then let's see. Remember we talked about the -u flag earlier, that it enables the UDP, kind of enables the UDP mode. So what we're gonna do is, let's modify this command, remove these, and let's just specify any random port 53, and we will need to add the -u over here so that the UDP mode gets kind of enabled. So we just did this. The target is here and this is the port. Let's see if the connection, if the port is open or no. I have ran this one, we did not get anything. Now I specified a range of the ports, but here's issue, some issue. Let me explain what it mean, what's the issue over here with the UDP scanning, UDP port scanning. So when we type command like this and we get a response like succeed, it means the port we specified, it actually give us the response back. But let's say the port, UDP port, is open. What it gonna do is, it will give us some kind of error like no route to host. Either it will say the destination unreachable, meaning the port is closed, so it is unreachable. And if the UDP port is filtered, we will might not get any response. Like, it will say times out after a minute, and we will not be able to see that. And there is one more important problem with the UDP port scanning. If the ICMP rate limiting is there by the administrator, and you send more ICMP packet, it will give a, if there the limit will reach, and thus it will show there is no any port that is open or either closed. It will just basically tell you that the connection is time out because of the ICMP rate limiting. Now let's take a look at our the scan that we started, and boom, over here we only see the port 68. The UDP port is open, and out of the 1 to 100, only this UDP port is open, and it actually responds back that yeah, the port is this specific port is open. Now we are almost done with the TCP port scanning using the Netcat, and the UDP port scanning as well using Netcat. And we talk about what Netcat is able to do. There's a few limitations with Ncat. Basically, when you are using the Netcat, it cannot tell you the operating system related information, or you cannot do advanced scripting to find out the ban information, or find out the directories on the website, or it also cannot find out the version of the services that is running on a specific port, right? So these are the difficulties, these are the limitation of the Netcat, that because of that we move on to the Nmap. Nmap is more advanced, and we can do all of these things. But the thing is, let's say you compromise a device and there is not an Nmap installed in that, but since the Netcat is already there, you can kind of use that to find out all of the stuff that you can I mean, use what you have and take advantage of what you have, and scan what more scan the ports and stuff and the services. So it's kind of a fallback option. If there is an Nmap already installed, you will just go with the Nmap. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you like this video. If you have any question, let me know, and I will see you in the next video. See you soon.